has a different translation. Anybody have a different translation that says a different word than vocation?
Yeah. It says, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you to walk worthy of the calling.
The calling.
You were called.
There you go. That's it. Yeah, so that's what it's about. It's about the calling, the destiny, the purpose. Walk worthy of that. What does that mean? Worthy of that. And we walk in alignment with that. And sometimes that's a struggle in this life to walk worthy of that. You know, like I work in a house with disabled people, and Jesus told us to wash each other's feet, and I have to clean people's behind. So anyway, so I think I'm really obeying the Lord here, so you know, it's like, well, you know, so I go from, you know, this ordination, you know, ordained, and Jack Buskey, you know, who looks like he just came from the throne of God, you know, he's just, you know, and this you know, older man, you know, it looks like he should be holding 2 tablets or something, you know, and I commission you, and it's so serious. I'm like, oh wow, I'm being committed, you know. And then I go from there to, you know, just a few short hours later to, you know, taking care of somebody's, you know, cleansing needs. And so, you know, and so in that, so no matter where I am, that's who I am. No matter what I'm doing, I know my vocation. I know my calling. I know who God has made me to be. And I walk in alignment with that. In spite of whatever I have to do, I walk in alignment with who God has called me to be. You know, sometimes, you know, because I work in this, you know, I work the midnight shift, and so you know, a lot of times people come in pretty relaxed, almost in pajamas, you know, when they're working. I come in, and I'm not trying to look like anything at all. I'm just being me, but I come in a little bit, you know, present a little differently, and sometimes it's created like a little bit of a mystery, like, oh, who is this guy? What's he all about? You know, is he undercover? You know, they work for the state, so they think, is he from Albany? Is he like one of these spies? You know, or something? You know, and you know, like it's very, you know, I'll have this little attaché case, and I'm like, what's in that case? And you know, and I'm not trying to do anything or look like anything. I'm just walking. I'm who I am. I'm just being who I am. I'm not trying to be less than I am. I'm not trying to be more than I am. I'm just trying to be who I am. And I feel like no matter where I am, I'm having an understanding of who God has called me to be. And I think so sometimes, I'm monopolizing this, but sometimes, you know, we walk worthy of the vocation whereby you're called, and that will keep us from these fleshly things that will pull on us. Because you say, when you recognize who you are, you say, no, I'm not that. I'm not called to that. I'm called to greatness. I'm not called to lower myself and to partake of this stuff. And so it will keep you. You have a vision of yourself and understanding of who you are and who God has called you to be. And it causes you to walk differently. So people may notice a difference. And they say, well, what's going on? This is a mysterious guy. You know? And it's because you're just simply, hopefully, not trying to do anything. You're just being who you are. And sometimes that will reveal a difference in your life. So that's one thought on that. Walk worthy of the vocation that you've been called. And then it says, with all lowliness, I like that, and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love. And so, even though, so there's that balance there. We walk in acknowledgement of who we are, but we do it in humility. So we receive who we are. Sometimes we go to an extreme, right? We say, well, I don't want to be prideful. Well, you're not being prideful. You're simply acknowledging who you are and walking in alignment with that. And then, but not to puff yourself up above other people. With all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love. So we need each other. Although you could say, well, God has called me to this, and you should receive it. And you know, I think a lot of us need to lift ourselves up above the image that we have of ourselves now. But in lifting ourselves up, let's pull some other people up with us, and let's say that we need them also. We need each other also. Okay, so there's some thoughts. Anybody have a thought on these first 6 verses?
To walk worthy in our vocation, we're all called in Christ's vocation.
Amen.
His vocation was serving and suffering.
There you go.
And a lot of times, and not that we're not supposed to have good life, because there's that other side of the coin too, but so when the flesh does rear its head and it wants what it wants, you just put it in its place and remember to cross. Number two, about the confessing to one another. No one wants to do that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a secret. It's a key, because the enemy loves secrets.
Yeah, that's
As
right.
long as you keep it to yourself, you are his prisoner. But
Yeah.
once you confide in a person who you can trust, he loses all authority and power.
That's
over
right.
your life.
Shines a light.
Confess your sins one to another, it's okay.
Amen.
Yeah.
I liken it to, I'm going to dip my hand to show that I've had this experience. But I liken it to, if you ever have experienced a place that is infested with cockroaches, you walk in the room and flip the lights on, they go scatter.
And they
So this
do.
junk in our lives is like cockroaches. And when we confess, we flip the light on and it goes scattering. So. Any other thoughts? I don't know. We'll move on to the next few verses. Anybody else have them? Before I- But unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Christ. Wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts unto men. Now that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth? He that descended is the same also that ascended up far above all heavens, that he might fill all things. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro, carried about with every wind of doctrine, but by the sleight of men, and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. But speaking the truth in love, may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Christ. So, a couple thoughts on that is God has provided gifts, and the gifts that he's provided are people. And at least the people that he's provided, some people call this, what do they call this? The fivefold ministry: apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, teachers. And the gifts are people, okay, that apparently God thought we needed to help us, to align us with his will for our lives, and to mature us, so that we're not, like it says, tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine. Provides us stability. And then I like verse 15. But speaking the truth in love may grow up in him in all things, which is the head, even Christ. And I think that's so important, the truth in love. You know, it's we need both of those things, the truth. Because I don't think, you know, if we see somebody that is they're off in some way, I don't know how it could be love to not try to help or reveal that to somebody. The proverb says, "Faithful are the wounds of a friend." And so, speaking the truth, but in love. So we don't go up and just smack them in the face and say, "Well, you're an idiot," you know. But speaking the truth in love and caring and desiring the best for them. Well, sometimes, as a rule of thumb, don't do that. But if we care, see, it's love. In other words, you're saying, not that I'm greater than or better than this person, but because I desire their lives, because I value their lives, because I know God has more for them, I'm going to reveal the truth to them. What I see is a little off to them. So speaking the truth in love. And so that's one thing I think we need to be open to in our lives, is the truth. I mean, it's kind of scary, but Leanne was talking about it too, you know, confession, you know, just confessing, speaking the truth, being able to handle the truth, and being able to adjust ourselves or allowing the Lord to adjust us as need be. Walking in the light. So there's a couple thoughts. Anyone?